Hello, hello, my sweet soul sisters and brothers, my fellow beings of light and love. Mindy Arbuckle here today to talk with you about this fascinating journey of light and shadow and energy and material world because I want you to know, we're all human. It's so obvious, but we're all human. Did you know that? And we are all divine. We are all energy and spirit as well. We look solid, but we're really just a bunch of atoms vibrating together. And our atoms have combined to make us look like we look and act like we look and has created other things around us, but we're really just a bunch of vibrating packs of energy. And depending on who you talk to, 1 to 3% of the world is what we can actually gather through our senses. Our bodies, our minds, this desk, this computer, your phone, all these things that we see as real, it's really only 1 to 3% of what's going on right now. Okay? The rest of it is all energy and vibration. It's all frequency. And that is 97 to 99% of the world. This universe that we live in is mostly vibrating energy. It is vibrating energy. And so what does that matter for us? Well, you see, I want to let you in on a little secret. Every person that I work with, every person that I talk to, they're freaking phenomenal. They're amazing beings of light that are inspiring their communities and, helping people, guiding the way, and they're leading with love already. And they're human. They haven't overcome the human condition yet because surprise, surprise, they're human. Okay, even if you reach enlightenment, you're not all of a sudden not going to be human anymore. So we've got to be able to recognize that we are human and we are fallible and we have fears and worries and mistakes and things that we believe that other people believe about us and all this conditioning from people we know, our parents, our loved ones, but also conditioning from society and from television and from, social media, all telling us in some way, shape, or form that we're not enough or that you're too much, maybe. That a lot of times, especially people who are filled with such bright, brilliant light, people try to tear you down. And they try to tell you you're the worst person they know. You're dumb. You could never fulfill that dream because, well, that's what they think about themselves. And they see you shining so bright, they're going to externalize that on you because they can't bear to look at their own light. So they have to tear yours down. Okay? And unfortunately, we are empathic. The people on this path, we feel things, right? And so we feel this energy, but it's hard to discern unless you've really developed this skill of discernment that it's theirs or yours. And so you take on a lot of the beliefs that other people try to convince you of. And it's really, it's a shame because you were a divine being the day you were born. And just because you've got some decades underneath of you doesn't mean you're not divine anymore. Just because you've gathered some skills and some patterns and some, an older, more shapely body doesn't mean that you're not divine. We've just forgotten about it. We've forgotten about the 97% of who we are. Okay? And so what we've done is that we've put this small part of us, this human ego, small self part in charge. And that's only 3% of us. Okay? So that's there's 97% that we're creating out here, all around us and in us, all the time. That part should be in charge. But we've unfortunately relied on this 3% for so long that it feels like that's the only thing left. That's the only thing. And yeah, we know about this stuff out here, this 97% out here, but we don't trust it because we know how to trust this physical part of us. Okay? It's a big deal. And it's kind of heady to think about it. So you've got to be able to feel into this. You've got to go, all right, if 97% of this world is vibration, how am I interacting with that vibration? Well, you're acting with that vibration through your thoughts, because thoughts are things, they are frequencies. Your feelings and your emotions, those things are meant to flow through you. But what kind of habitual home, emotional home, have you built for yourself? Is it one of self-doubt and of worry, of pain, of suffering? Or is it one of joy and enthusiasm and light and love and connection? Okay, neither is wrong or right. It just is. And you get to choose what is. That's the other way that you're working on this energy and this frequency, is that you are constantly tapping into the energy and the frequency, this 97%, all the time. And whether your beliefs are supportive or negating, they're right because you believe them. And that's how we're creating these negative patterns in our lives. But these negative patterns aren't really the worst thing in the world, because they're there to say, hey, wake up. Are you ready to wake up? Like a little slap on the face. Wake up. You don't need to be this way anymore. Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to wake up? And they're like these hints that you're not living in your true purpose. You're not living in full alignment with your highest self. All right? Like, you are light, you are love, but it's not your light and your love that holds you back from really making the impact that you're supposed to make and for serving in the way that you want to serve. It's the shadow part. It's like that 20% part that says, oof, I don't think you can do it. You're not good enough. Money's evil, so you can't have enough. You can't have it. Or that desires, to have a desire, that's so wrong. That's selfish. To want something for yourself, to better your life, that's totally selfish. To think, I'm not worthy. I'm just not worthy. I mean, how many of us have an unworthiness component to us? Absolutely. I mean, you're listening to your mind trash instead of the highest self. And that's what's not working for you, is that you're believing these old negative conditionings, these patterns, these beliefs, instead of recognizing your greatness, owning that. And how do I know this? Because I've been there. I'm walking this process with you. I may be a couple of steps ahead of you, but I have lived a life of scarcity and lack in my work. I put up with that. I tolerated that for 16 years because I told myself it was worth it because I was serving. Well, service and abundance, even financial abundance, they're not like, they don't repulse each other, right? They can live in harmony. But there was a belief in me that said, I can put up with lack of finances because I'm serving. That's crazy talk, right? So what are you putting up with? What are you tolerating in your life right now? How could you show up differently when you face a challenge or get off track, right? Everything's happening for us. Like, you start a meditation practice and then you fall off, and then you start a meditation practice and then you fall off, and like a year later you come back and you're like, why did I stop doing this? Well, you're building a muscle. Awesome. You're winning. We've got to, I mean, the small self, that small self is so darn tricky. And it tells you when you are in the face of a challenge that there's only suffering. But I want you to remember that everything you've overcome, you got through it. You faced it with courage. Even if it felt like you could have had more courage, it took some part of you to get through it. And that is a win. But the small self, the human self, says, you just suffered. You just own that suffering. There was no courage there. You did not step up to the plate and do something great. You barely made it through. You're not good enough. Anybody relate to that? We're really hard on ourselves. We are so freaking hard on ourselves in our heads and in our hearts, and it's such a shame because we don't have to be. We don't have to be. And that's what walking the spiritual path is all about. Self-mastery is about seeing the trickiness of that 20% and judo flipping it so that you can make it into a positive, so that you can actually see yourself succeeding in all the things that you're doing, even in the struggles, even in the pain and the suffering. You are winning every day if you condition your mind to see the joy and the wins. Okay? So I want you just to think about this year. And we're going to talk a lot more about this at the solstice circle that I'm offering on Monday on the 21st of December. Think about this year. I mean, it's put all of us through the ringer. And you can either use all that suffering, all that experience, all that challenges that you faced to just feel fucking exhausted and worn out and beat down and like you're about ready to give up at the end of the year. Even if that's just a tiny part of you, there's probably a part of you that feels that way. May not be all of you, but part of you feels that way. Or you can focus on the skills that you've gained this year, the muscles that you've built, the things that you have overcome. Those are all wins. Those are all ways that you've succeeded this year. Your success might look way different this year than it has in any other year. It might be basically the same because for some people, life didn't really change that much. They had to wear a face mask and, stay away from their friends and family. But maybe their job stayed the same. Maybe they had to work from home instead of in the office. Like some of us had very small changes. Like if you already worked from home, not a huge change, right? But if you loved and thrived off of the office environment, it's a big change. And you have overcome that challenge and you have succeeded in it. Could you do better? Yeah, maybe not. You're doing the best that you can right now in this moment, and that's a win. Okay? You see this world, like I said, it's like 97% spirit, 97% energy. That's why I talk about spirit so freaking much, because it makes a giant difference. When you can plug your energy drains, where you've got energy sucks coming right out of you, where you are wasting away without even really consciously feeling it or knowing it or understanding it, you've got energy drains all over the place. So let's tap into the spirit self. Let's figure out who you are. Let's find the amazing guiding lights, your principles that you want to live your life by. They don't have to match anybody else's. They're yours, okay? So I want you to think about, what have you been tolerating this year? Maybe it's a toxic relationship. And perhaps that toxic relationship is there to teach you something and to stand up for yourself, to heal that. But perhaps that toxic relationship is also meant to show you that you are so valuable and that you don't need it anymore. There's no one right answer for anything. You've got to discover what your lesson is in everything. Okay? And that's where having a spiritual guide on your side is like invaluable, because you can't always see the forest through the trees. Right? Like you're in the midst of it. And when you're in the midst of life and the heaviness and the pain and the suffering and the joy and the light that you're still trying to cultivate, it's really hard to say, okay, well, I have to focus on positive energy, but then like all that shit in the background is still like pulling at your strings. That's where a spiritual guide is like, invaluable. I've had them my whole professional career. Like as soon as I really started recognizing this was my path, I've had a spiritual guide, a teacher, a coach on my side the whole freaking time, because it's so important to have that, to have a community of people who you can look up to and really relate to. Anyways, okay, I'm getting off topic. Let's see. So think about all the things that you've overcome this year. Woof, it's been a lot. Think about all the muscles that you've gained this year that you didn't have at the beginning of this year. It's magic, right? That's spirit talking through you. And now think about the things that you're still tolerating. Like I tolerated lack for so many years, and it's just, I'm done. So what are you ready to complete and put down and leave in 2020? And we're going to draw a line in the sand and really just step forward, holding a new vibration. tapping into this vibration of who you are, because the vibration that you hold in your heart is 100,000 times more powerful than the vibration you have in your head. So if you want to love and you want to serve, that vibration is so much more powerful than just saying, I want to make more money. Does that make sense? You've got to really tap into the deep desires of the heart. You're not coming from a place of ego. I know you. You're freaking amazing. You're a beautiful being of light and love. You are not here to just take advantage of people. You're here to love them, to serve them in a way only you can. And I want to be able to help you on that path, so that you get more clarity, more strength, so you have less background noise. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. When I started this journey, I would have to tell you that my 80-20 rule was more like 20-80. I knew I was a being of light, but there was so much baggage, so much belief that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't worthy, that was my 80%. And I have slowly been building my muscles with the support of my guides, with the support of my teachers and my coaches, to be able to own all of me. And you know what? There's like 2% left of me that I'm still working on. I'm so close. And when you start to feel the flip from ego, fear, negative beliefs owning you, to your light guiding you. Boy, I didn't know this was going to be so impactful for me. It's insanely amazing. It's your perspective on everything changes. If somebody flips you off while driving, you send them love. You don't get angry. You're like, the way you respond to the world is so different when light and love are truly guiding you, and you have really learned the lessons and gained the skills and the muscle and the spiritual acuity to no longer be triggered by this bullshit game of judgment and comparison and other people trying to tear you down because you're a bright light. When you own all of you, or the majority of you, because it's a process, I'll tell you, it's a process. But when you own who you really are, that you are divine and human at the same time, you can face anything. And you can get through anything with love. And yeah, you're still going to be a totally normal human. I'm painting my basement right now, and it is a freaking gigantic job. And I'm smiling through it all, and I'm taking my time, and I'm taking breaks if I need to, because I was painting the ceiling last night, and oh my gosh, it made my neck hurt so bad. I still have a human body. I am a spiritual being of light and love, and I do not wear long white flowing robes. I do not. I am not some guru who lives in an ashram in India. I am a real human being, and living this way changes everything. It really does. And that's what I want for you. And I don't want you to have to feel like, okay, I'm going to wait until next year because next year I'll be able to do it. Start now. Join us on the 21st at 10 a.m. Mountain Time for our solstice circle. And if that feels awesome, yes, maybe schedule the breakthrough call with me. And if you can't make it to the solstice, just schedule a call with me, because this program I have is for people just like you who have done a ton of work and know that there's still more to do, and that it just keeps getting better, and you keep getting better. You're ready for refinement. You're ready to get off that plateau you've been sitting on this year and to really skyrocket toward the top of this mountain of your life, to really embody your spiritual fulfillment, your sacred fulfillment. I've got a few spots left next week. I'm taking the week off between not Thanksgiving, Christmas and New Year's. And I'll be back after New Year's. You can schedule me then too. But right now, You are a freaking amazing being and you're human. And it's okay to receive love and support from another person. To have somebody walking side by side, holding your hand and guiding you without doing it for you. I can't do the work for you, but I have done the work for myself, and I can show you an easier way to get where you want to go, to live your purpose, to own all of you, how valuable you are, to stop putting up with the shit that you put up with, to love yourself, radically love yourself. Honey, it's a game changer. And 2021, it's going to be mind-blowingly awesome if you have the right mindset, because there's going to be a shit ton of challenges next year that we can't even anticipate right now. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be harder from a lower vibration perspective than 2020 has been. 2021 is going to present its own challenges. It's going to be, I don't know exactly what's happening. I'm no fortune teller, but I know that next year is going to hold its own challenges. And now is the time to get your 97% in order. Stop letting your shadow self rule you. Learn your shadows from your shadow self. Love that part of you. Because we can't eradicate the human self. We got to love it. We've got to enjoy it. We need an ego to be able to move through this life. We're human, for goodness sakes. And really embody your divinity. Embody your highest self, your true, authentic self. That's how you're going to get through 2021 with a freaking gigantic smile on your face, with love in your heart, and shining your light brighter than you can even imagine right now. I can't wait for 2021. I am so looking forward to it, and I don't care what challenges arise because of it. It's going to be freaking amazing because I am embodying my wholeness, my light, my love. I am loving myself like I have never loved myself before, and you can do that too. Radical self-love. It sounds so stupid, and it is so powerful. So powerful. You're going to feel worthy enough to make more money, to serve more people, to make money while serving people, to enjoy the job that you've got and shine your light there, to be able to love your family and enjoy whatever shows up with them, whether you've got grown-up kids and grandkids, or you've got the little ones at home, or you live on your own and you don't need kids, you don't want kids. You are gonna love life so much more when you're tapped into your truth. So join me on solstice. We're gonna freaking rock it. I can't wait to share this amazing meditation that I'm developing right now. It's mind-blowing. Yeah, really cool. And we are really gonna have a great time circling in community, because everybody needs community. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen each other in so long. It's been so long. I miss all of you guys and actually seeing you and hugging you. So if you can feel it right now, I'm just like, I just want to give you a really big hug. I miss you. I love you. I would love to see you in 2021, like face to face. And if that's not possible, this is going to keep working for us, and we're going to be connected in whatever way is possible. My heartfelt love and gratitude to you. Oh, live in gratitude. Oh my gosh, we'll talk about that too on Monday, on the solstice. Just think about something you're really grateful for and feel into it. Yeah. And hold that vibration. That helps you keep raising your vibration, raising it. And like when you have a jump in vibration, oh, it's magical. Okay, lots of magic today. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you had a great time today. Post your distinctions. Let me know what you're learning from this and what is really making sense to you. Okay. Again, so much love to you. I do love you. Love you. Bye.